Howdy, y'all. That's something we hear in Texas. And I've been in Texas now for 7 years. And the one thing I love about Texas is Texas pride. I know that drives a lot of people crazy, and I didn't understand it until I lived here. But I love the unity that comes from being a Texan, and I just love it. I find it great. It makes me happy. There are many labels that all of us can have. I have a label that I'm a mom, that I'm a sister, I'm a sister-in-law, I'm a daughter, I'm a granddaughter. There's many labels that everybody has that define us, that define who we are. And we tend to act certain ways according to those labels, right? We tend to, because that's who we are. But the one label that is the most important label that I want my kids to know, and I want you to know, is that you are a child of God. This is something that, whether or not you believe it, I know it's true. That everybody on this planet, on the earth, is a child of God. You can look it up in 1 John chapter 3, and in there he says, so great a love that the Father has lavished on us that we should be called children of God. And that is what we are. That deep down inside, that in your spirit, that you are his child. Now, what does that mean? That means on so many different levels, that means different things. But first, the one thing that means is if you're a child of God and everybody else is, shouldn't we treat everybody with just respect and love and kindness? No matter who they are, no matter where they're from, no matter what, that they also are a child of God. And if you start looking around and noticing that with everybody, you tend to change. You tend to not put labels. The most important label is that for others and for yourself. The second thing that I want you to know is because you're a child of God, he believes in you and he is invested in you. He wants you to be happy. And he loves you with all his heart. I was reading today in Matthew, and it talks about, to your child, or, if you would you ever give a bad gift to your child? And, you wouldn't. And so it says, you being evil, meaning you just being human, you being the person you are, if you wouldn't even give your child a bad gift, your Father in heaven would give you something great. He would do that. And I'm so thankful for that knowledge that he will give me. He will give me something great. And with that knowledge, I want you to think about that. Think about that he loves you and the potential you have and the greatness you have as his child. If this is the first time you're hearing it, or you don't necessarily believe it, or you want to believe it with all your heart, like I do, just think about it. Place it in your heart and think, does this make me feel good? Does this make me feel happy? Or maybe it may make you think, well, I need to be a little bit better or a little bit nicer. that I want to represent my Father in heaven in the best way. And I want to treat others in the way that I would like to be treated. So, put it in your heart and see what thoughts you have. Think upon it. Look at others and see them as children of God. And hopefully we can get rid of any labels or anything that we have towards one another and see each other as children of God. But most importantly, seeing yourself as his child. Thank you so much. Have a great, great week. Thank you so much for watching or listening to my podcast. You can find more podcaster videos at perfectlypattytalks.com, or you can search me up on Facebook or Instagram at Perfectly Patty. Thanks again.